Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Mark. This is Country Road Custom Design. Don't worry about how bad my hair looks. I am not here to look good. I am here to show you how to make this Back to the Future remote control with functioning analog stick and display. Let's jump right into it. Alright guys, I'm going to go over these real quick. My AC is running. I'm in the basement and I don't want to shut it off because my house will get really hot. So I'll go over this quick and then just put some music on. So I'm kind of laying out the labels where they're supposed to go according to what they look like in the film. And then this box is a little bit smaller, so I got to make sure leave myself enough room to where the switches line up, where I drill the hole, and still have enough room for the label so that the screw holes are still open. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I did notice that this is the label maker I have. It's not the same one that's like they used for the film. It's a lot older, obviously, and the font is a little bit different, but it's what I have and that's what I'm using. So let's do this. One of these tools here, I think it's called an equidistant spacing tool. Let's say you're building a coat rack with like 3 hooks or something. Kind of figure out where you want them. Let's say like you wanted to go every other space or whatever, but like this space here is equal to that space, or equal. In my case, I just want to make sure my switches are spaced evenly apart. Actually going to cut a hole in here a little bit and into the case so that I can get my Arduino board in with these jump leads, because they won't fit when it's closed. I won't have enough space for the wires pretty much, or it'll be really tight. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and figure out a little bracket for this switch that turns on the stoplight. I don't know where I got this, but I just saved everything, so might as well go ahead and use this and finally use something that you have in stock. Drill a hole, mounted it through, and then kind of followed the shape of the cover. I didn't get it quite perfect, but in the pictures I've seen, it looks like essentially the bracket is almost the exact same size as this. I just cut it as close as I could and then sanded it down to be pretty much the same as close as I could get. And then also the pictures show it's about even with the center of the joysticks where they got it mounted. This will be, if that's, oh my gosh, I need more hands. That's like that, and that's pretty much right above it. Yeah, that should work. So if I mount this in the middle, I don't know, but I think they just glued. The shape of this is almost like perfect for it, so you could just glue it right to the side. I don't think they actually had any. The bulb in it was burnt out, so I just got this LED. I'm not sure if I want to use that because it doesn't put off an even light. And then I just cut this out of a translucent red acrylic. When I cut it out, I can't even talk. When I cut it out, I left the protective film that comes on the acrylic there, and then I etched the stop into it, and I just took some white acrylic paint and gobbed it in there. Oh man, I can't talk today. So I got it on there, and then took like a credit card or something like that, and just basically squeegeed it off, let it dry a little bit, and then I peeled the tape off, and then I had to use a little bit of a pick to get the rest of it out, but I think it turned out good, and I got it. It's just pressed in there right now. It's tight enough where I don't even really need to glue it, so if I ever had to change the light for some reason, I could probably get at it, because I popped the back off, kind of split it with a razor blade, and looked at the guts to see how it was wired and all that kind of stuff. But put this back together and build my bracket, and I can go ahead and mount this right now, I suppose, instead of talking to you guys. So I looked high and low to find some heavier gauge aluminum plate for the bracket here, and I ended up going to Elro Steel. Kind of forgot about those guys. They have a little outlet store, so they stock all kinds of everything from aluminum, steel, stainless steel, copper, you name it. They pretty much got it, even plastic there. Alright guys, hope you're still here, and if so, thank you so much for watching. A couple notes on the part 1. I showed the list of things that I used. This was the original 7-segment display LEDs that I used, but after kind of getting the bracket put on the remote and looking at it, it's way too small. So I found these, which are, I think, slightly bigger than the original. The number itself might be close to the same, but the physical outside shape, size, dimensions are a little bit bigger, but it still looks good, and I think it turned out really good. I kind of got excited towards the end of the video and was rushing in a sense of not filming as much as I should have, so I kind of lost some of the video or didn't record. Like, pretty much this part I just didn't show much of, but essentially there is just the LED in there, so you're just running your power through the switch, through the LED, and then back to the power. So just a basic LED switched circuit, and then I just stuffed these wires down in there. Ooh. And for the reason I did that, because I had to cram the Arduino and the little circuit board. There's a bunch of those in there, but that board that I used with the jump leads on it, more like that end, but it gave it too high of a profile, and I really had to wiggle that down in there. Luckily, with that hole that went through the case, I was able to get everything in there. It was very tight, and these wires were just barely long enough, so thankfully that all worked out. And obviously this isn't the accurate screen used box, it's a little bit smaller, so I had to mount these switches sideways. Originally, I guess they go up and down, and the way it's in there, I can't put it in with the screw holes because they're actually in the way. So, but from a distance you'll never know, and this is more of a kind of a cosplay prop thing, so if I wanted to go as Doc Brown for Halloween, I can just do that. But I do have another remote. I plan on doing a little bit better finished look. This has more of this isn't the same one that they use. I think this is a newer model because it's not as square, so I'm assuming that means it's more modern, more ergonomically correct kind of thing. I wanted to make this anyway, but the whole point of the way I did it was I wanted to be able to make it do the count up and down with the stick. And I'm sure that there was other ways to do it, like you could just press a button and have a circuit that was timed to go up or count up. And I just wanted to like figure it out. I like learning how to do stuff, and I don't know anything about microcontrollers or any of that kind of stuff, so even though I kind of cheated and found the code online, I still had to find it and program it and do all that stuff. So it was a good learning experience. And yeah, like the glue looks a little rough, but 90% of the time you're going to be looking at the face of it, so that's all I really care about. But I'm really pleased with it. I hope you guys liked watching it and hopefully learned something. The whole reason of this channel is just to kind of share my love of making things, and hopefully along the way somewhere there's something that is useful for somebody else to use, so then I can pass my knowledge on to you guys. And if anything, hopefully I can at least entertain you somewhat. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I know I did. So stay tuned for more cool things coming down the road at Country Road Custom Design. Talk to you later, guys. Thanks for watching.
The end.